Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation, and we welcome you. We try to really help you with your marriage based on the topic that you have searched. And when my husband says he's tired of my attitude, what are we talking about and what can we do about it? Because I know, it's been working at this for over 20 years, that typically when a wife hears this, she's flabbergasted. She really does not get it. And in some cases, not many, but in some cases, what's really going on is not what you're hearing from your husband. What's really going on is there's something else bothering him. But the good news is this: the solution is the same, whether there really is something about your attitude that is not working for the marriage. When you hear this from your husband, you need to translate that into not working for the marriage. Because if he's unhappy, you're going to be unhappy, which is going to make him unhappy, etc. So it could be an attitude thing that we're going to address indirectly, or it could be something else. Either way. Now, when it's something else, what I'm going to share with you is very profound, and you need to listen to this. This will change your life. When your husband communicates with you, what is normal for people, because we're not educated properly about how to interact with each other, so what typically happens, like 99% of the time, is that it triggers our defense mechanism and we become defensive, and instead of trying to find out what your husband is feeling, and this works for men too with their wives, instead of finding out what they're feeling and out of love trying to take care of your husband, or it could be your spouse if you're a man listening to this, you become defensive and all of your energy goes into building walls, becoming aggressive, running away from the reality, and it's the opposite of what you want. So let's first talk about what you want. You know, I used to be a divorce mediator. It was well over 20 years ago. And I just got tired of people who I thought were very well suited for each other going through marriage counseling, because that's where I got all of my referrals, and then coming to see me to get a divorce. It just didn't seem right. So I started looking at helping people, and I discovered that the common knowledge about marriage is all wrong. The approach to marriage is all about, well, what's wrong here? What's wrong there? How was your childhood? Why are you behaving that way? Instead of what to me is just common sense. Instead of saying, what do we want out of our marriage and how do we achieve it? So I had to ask the question, because I didn't know the answer back then either. Why do people get married? What do you want when you get married? And I'm not talking about when you found the man of your dreams. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why get married at all. Now, some people say, well, I got married to have children. Others say, well, I didn't want to be alone in my later years. I wanted a companion. I wanted the social interactions with other married women. My friends were getting married. All those are okay answers. But there's a much deeper and a truer answer than all of those. And it's universal. We all get married basically for two reasons. Number one is we want to be happier. Duh. And we don't just want to be happier, meaning on our wedding day. We want our lives to be happier. We want, in fact, We want to be happier every single day of our life. No one ever articulates this, but if you stop and think about it, it makes total sense. And even in your mind, that is the reason for marriage, even though it may not look like that right now. Now, there's another reason, and it's much deeper. And it's based on a reality. And this is not a religious thing, it's just the truth. And that is that you and I and everyone else are souls. We don't have one. We are souls. What we have is we have a mind and we have a body, which we're supposed to control to the best of our ability. But we're souls. And the composition of the soul is love itself. And we do certain things for our bodies. We make sure that our body has oxygen or we die, food and water or we die, a little bit of exercise, not too much sugar, coffee is important. We take care of our bodies. We take care of our minds too. We make sure we don't watch horror movies too much, if at all. I can't watch them at all. We make sure that we surround ourselves with uplifting friends. We don't put ourselves in situations that's going to cause stress. We take care of our mind, our psychology. What about the soul? What's the need of the soul? The soul needs only one thing, love. But it's the biggest thing. We are the soul. We are love itself. We desperately need that love, and so does your husband. More than you, your husband got married looking for that love, and he expected it to come from you. And he's not able to articulate this because we're not taught this. But if there is a holdback on your part of love, and I'm not talking about sex. Remember, I don't go along with the common knowledge nonsense. Love is not sex. I'm going to say it again. Love is not sex. Can you use sex to convey love? Yes, you can. But you can also use a touch on the hand to convey love, a smile to convey love. And this is what your husband needs. He needs the love, not just expressions of love, mind you. And this is where we really set ourselves apart at the Marriage Foundation. And I've written books. And more importantly for you, we have a course for women. You may or may not be interested in it, but you should at least look at our approach to marriage and see if it makes sense so that you can take charge over your marriage and turn it into what it's supposed to be. So what is the solution? In every case, the solution is for you not to do this or do that, but for you to develop an awareness based on your heart, not on your mind. There's a huge difference. An awareness of what your husband needs. Because if you do have an attitude problem, and in most cases you don't, but let's say you do have an attitude problem, and you say, from now on I'm only going to be in love with my husband and behave in that way, you'll catch yourself if you're expressing an attitude. You'll catch yourself. And if that's not what it is, then you'll pay more attention to your husband's needs. And again, so many people push this sex thing. I do not, because sex is merely a tool for the marriage that is working. So we're very different. I hope you understand. Please watch more videos if this is not clicking until you get where we're coming from, because this is the right way. The common way is the wrong way, and the proof of that are all of the miserable marriages that are out there, all the divorce rate. When people take our course, they're never going to end up being divorced, never going to be unhappy, because we go for the happiness and we go for the love. So watch our video, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment. I'm interested to know what your take is. And join us again. Join us again. I am here only to enrich your life and your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. Thank you, and God bless. Take care.